level, and it shows you clearly that you are more beautiful than even you can imagine. And when you begin to see how beautiful you really are in your spirit, then however you acted, you forgive it. And that word forgiveness is magical. That word forgiveness is the key. Okay? Now you might say, how do I forgive myself when I'm feeling anxious? By accepting it fully. Because that anxiety means I am thinking that something is wrong. But is there really something wrong when all I want is something good? When all I want is to be happy? When all I want is to be at peace? See, my nature is goodness. Because I cannot be happy without goodness. I cannot be happy without happiness. You know, my nature is that. So we begin to feel who is being anxious. And you experience it. There's anxiety. I think something is going to go wrong. Oh, they said something that I didn't like. Oh, I felt they made me feel less than. Okay? It's all objectifying you into something. And the moment you begin to feel it, that very acceptance itself, and remember the word acceptance, that becomes forgiveness. You don't deny, you don't fight, you don't struggle against anything, you don't make it bad, you don't make it wrong. You know, you simply see it for what it is, and it changes. It changes by itself. But if you fight it, it will increase. When people get angry, they get angry for being angry. And then they feel guilty for being angry because they shouldn't be. And then the moment they feel that they're guilt, oh my God, I shouldn't be guilty. They're feeling guilty for feeling guilty. Got it? So the negativity feeds on itself. That's what ego is. Ego loves eating itself all the time, destroying itself. You see? And you stop it by saying, I'm not going to fight it. I'm allowing it. It doesn't matter because it has no power over me. It has no control over me. I am. And then things begin to change. And what is changing is that timeless moment where you says, I am not the past or the future. I am not based on time. I am now. See? So that is the second one. The second one will teach you everything, that all suffering, it doesn't matter what it is. Whether physical suffering, whether you're mental, emotional, or whatever. All of it is a fear of emptiness. It seeps in and it starts eating away at you. You see? Yeah. When you begin to accept everything, you might say, well, how can I accept something that is killing me? Yes, you can. The reason it's killing you because you're killing yourself trying to get rid of it. But if you try to see that you created it unconsciously, of course, because you wanted love. Love is the key. Love is the fullness. Love is the power. Love is God. Now I understand what God is. You see? It is spirit. It's unconditional love. And that is the very nature of being. Once I understand that, I wake up. See? Yeah. So that is the first and second unknown facts.
Okay, thank you. So it's one thing to hear this today and for it to feel so good, but for a really authentic transformation to take place within someone, one thing that just came to mind was there must be a great deal of patience with oneself.
Yeah, love of truth.
Yeah, because if someone either, you're in a situation and something triggers you and you feel a nasty sensation or you have, horrible thoughts floating through, in order to awaken that love or that emptiness and actually experience it and not just be like, oh, I should just be empty right now or something.
Right.
Is there a
That's
level
so good.
of like just sticking with it and being quiet with it, or not having to rush into responding to whatever's triggering you, or if you're sitting in meditation being like, okay, I can't do this anymore, I'm going to go and get something to eat, or is to really have the transformation, what would you say is a key?
Very good. Get into the moment. Okay? You said, yeah, I go and have something to eat, or go to a phone call, or talk to a friend so I forget about this agitation. Okay, no, you don't need to do anything. You just be there, take a deep breath, and just be here. And by allowing yourself to be here, not move anywhere, not do anything, being, to be, you see, that is the key. Mm-hmm. And it is hard for the mind to understand because it is the heart here that has to be. The mind has to be empty. Mm-hmm. So the moment you allow yourself to be with whatever is happening, not see it as wrong, see it as, I transgressed, here I wasn't nothing. What was I seeking? What was I needing? You see? Mm-hmm. And then you find, yeah, I was wanting something. Or someone has said something that hurt me because it made me feel less than. It made me feel as if something is missing in me. Mm-hmm. And so I got offended. Mm-hmm. The persona always gets offended because it has an idea how it should be. You see? And so by seeing all this and allowing it, that becomes forgiveness. And forgiveness doesn't mean you forgive someone or something. This has to be understood. It is forgiving, giving forth space to whatever is happening. So this is what is forgiving means. For like a F-O-R-E, like forward. Okay? So you're not doing anything. As a matter of fact, the Course says forgiveness is to know that there is nothing to forgive. There's only to be. So that's called also the atonement in the Course in Miracles. Is to be with what is. And when you can be with what is as it is, that becomes the healing. Forgiveness is always healing. Forgiveness. Giving forth space, giving forth time to be. You don't forgive a person. And when you forgive yourself, you're not really giving the self, because there is no self. There is no person to forgive. There is just forgiveness. Mm-hmm. And so you forgive. And when you allow yourself to see it for what it is and allowing it to be what it is, you begin to laugh a little bit. Mm-hmm. Wow, it's so silly, this game, you know. And you begin to actually enjoy it. And you begin to expand in ways you never realized. You begin to see things so clearly. You become innocent. You become like a child, enjoying every moment. Mm-hmm. You know, and everything becomes beautiful. Everything.
I love. Before I forget, can you repeat forgiveness? It's a
giving forth.
Giving forth.
Giving
I
forth.
love that.
Yeah.
That
So therefore, if something has happened to you and you're hurt, okay? So there is hurt happening, and there's a discomfort in our chakras. It could be you felt in the stomach. It could feel in the chest. If you've been rejected by love, you feel it in the heart, you see? And if all of a sudden somebody laughed at you, you can feel it in your throat, because the expression is you know. So the body is a wonderful expression of truth, and you can learn to love the body too, because sometimes we think the body is not real. Well, the body really is not real. It's made up of trillions and trillions of cells, and each cell is intelligent and knows what to do. If you talk to a scientist about a cell, it says, my goodness, it's a universe. It's so intelligent. You see, even in a fetus, you know, when a fetus is forming in the mother's womb, it knows what it does to bring the heart into being, and kidney, and separate all the energies. What creates this infinite intelligence, you see? We're not doing it, you know. The woman is not creating the baby inside her, it's being created through this intelligence. So everything is this intelligence which came from spirit. Spirit itself is that unconditional love. And that unconditional love is not something. So this is, I have to so when you forgive, you're not forgiving something. You forgiving nothing. And when you realize that I'm trying to forgive this, no. You don't forgive for, you see that there's nothing to give.
It's just this openness.
It's just an openness. That becomes forgiveness. Forgiveness. You're giving it forth. You see? And that becomes a healing. Yeah.
Cute.
So number 3, unknown fact number 3 is called unconditional love. And the way to awaken it is through forgiveness. Okay, this is why it's very similar to A Course in Miracles. Someone wrote me and he says, I've been teaching the Course for many years, Bert. I read your book, The 4 Unknown Facts, and my gosh, that made it all so simple. And then number 4 unknown fact is doing nothing. Trust that this is who you are. You are unconditional love. You are everything you've ever wanted. You are. You don't have to do anything. You just be. I am.
So, does that, when you say doing nothing, does it always have to be literally like no movement of the body with the intention or the intention of having no movement in the mind? Or can it be you're
no, you
working
don't.
at the
You
grocery
don't do
store?
anything to do nothing.
Okay.
What you do is all of a sudden you become aware. Awareness does everything. When the book was written, Bert did not write it.
Okay.
Awareness wrote it through Bert. This intuitive voice, was it Bert's or not? I don't know. The fact is, I don't give a damn. Okay? The point is that to me, I had an experience of that intelligence that is also in myself. And I listened to it as if there were 2 of me, you know, and it's amazing. And then I saw myself as Bert giving away all its needs. I gave the need to sleep, the need to eat, the need to do anything, even the need to write. Everything was being done. And I watched the whole thing take shape. And then close to 10 days, maybe it was less, I don't know, all of a sudden the book was finished, and the moment it finished, I went temporarily blind. I was focusing on the computer so long for those days, all the time, and it's flashing wide. And all of a sudden the strain stopped. And so the moment I finished the book, I wasn't concerned physically or anything. I wasn't hungry, or I just lie down on the bed and just fell asleep. And when I woke up, the book was done, and I sent it to the publisher. And I was so grateful for having it, and I'm still excited about it. And the people who understand it, to me, it feels like a great honor. You know, if somebody reads it and says, yeah, Bert, I really learned something from it.
I definitely have.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. And okay, I guess to close, just like everyone, after the interview's
Trust
done.
your emptiness.
After the interview's done, after hearing you talk about it, do you have any insight or advice that if
Yes.
there's that not trust, like
Yes.
you noticed, you said, I noticed you take a big breath, and you said, okay, so if you don't know what to do or you feel agitated or something, take
Yes,
a big breath.
it's called
And that seemed to...
gratitude. Okay? The moment you remember to look at something, to look at a fear, and then say, oh, thank you for giving me this fear, because now I have something to learn and go deeper. Okay? So be grateful for everything that happens to you, because this gratitude it is the start also of unconditional love. You might say unconditional love, you mean I love myself unconditionally? Yes. Because now, by accepting the fear, you're loving yourself instead of hating yourself. And that loving yourself is unconditional love, and it starts with you. The moment you start loving yourself unconditionally, and has nothing to do with ego. You're not loving the person, you're not loving the looks or anything, you're just loving the energy that you are, that you're being, you see? And that very love itself takes care of everything. And you trust it. I call it Holy Spirit. This love itself is a Holy Spirit. I am is the Holy Spirit. And I talk to it. Just like I'm talking to you. When I'm alone, sometimes I talk like this too. Because to me it's very real, it is everywhere. You see? So, and it's so simple. You don't arrive anywhere, you don't get anything, you don't, you just wake up. The best way that you can talk about this is waking up from your sleep, from your objective world sleep. You see? Thinking you're going to achieve success, you're going to make $1 million, you're going to, life is work, life is this, ideas about everything, give everything up. There is nothing but to be. And when you allow yourself to be, you begin to feel a joy and fulfillment that has no words. That's waking up. You know, Eckhart Tolle was reaching a point, you know Eckhart Tolle, he wrote The Power of Now.
Yeah.
He reached a point of depression so great, he didn't want to live with himself anymore. And then he said, I can't live with myself anymore. And he stopped and looked. Are there two of me? I and myself? And the moment he looked at it, he woke up.
Yeah. It's that simple.
Yes, it's that simple. The next day, the birds were singing, everybody was bright, he wasn't thinking of, what am I going to eat, where am I going to live, where am I going to... He sat on a bench. And he just sat. And he saw the beauty, the love, people going by, the water, because the bench was by the beach, you see. What? And I think it was in Vancouver it happened, but I'm not sure. And anyway, so this is it, waking up. It can happen at any moment when there is a love of truth. Yeah. Thank you for interviewing me and for wanting to do this. Thank you.
Of course, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Again, here is this book, if you haven't got it already, The 4 Groundbreaking Unknown Facts of Reality. It's incredible. Thank you for watching today. Bye.